welcome back. You're watching Cruise1st TV with me, Polly, and the cruise TV legend that is Derek Marks.
Oh, for heaven's sake, stop.
We have got a bite-sized show for you right now, as over the next 15 minutes, we're going to take you on board with Royal Caribbean for two epic transatlantic adventures.
Yes, we certainly are. Big adventures they are as well. Coming up a little later, your chance to fly out to New York, where you'll get to enjoy a couple of nights in the city that never sleeps before cruising back across to Europe. But first, my friends, but first, we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to start from closer to home and end up in New York, so you can do it whichever way you like, backwards, forwards, or upside down.
Well, first, we're going to do Italy, Spain and Portugal to the Big Apple. It's 15 nights, departing on the 3rd of November next year. We shall fly to Rome, where we've included the transfer from the airport down to the port of Civitavecchia, where you'll embark the fabulous Odyssey of the Seas for 14 nights. Now, if you've never cruised before with Royal Caribbean, you need to watch this new film on Netflix. It's called Like Father. It's got Kelsey Grammer in it. That's beside the point, but the whole film is set on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, so you get a complete flavour of like the service, the entertainment, the restaurants.
What's it called again?
It's called Like Father. You know the guy that played Frasier?
Yes.
Kelsey Grammer. So he's the father in it.
Right.
And he ends up with his daughter. They're estranged.
Yes.
But on a cruise ship. And it's a Royal Caribbean. It's Harmony of the Seas, but it really gives you that flavour of what Royal Caribbean has to offer.
Right. What's it called again? One more time.
It's called Like Father.
Right. Look it up later.
And it's on Netflix.
Right. Other demand services are available.
It's not on others.
But that's a good point, actually, because that does give you an idea and a flavour of just the surrounds of being on a cruise ship as well, because you might not have been on a cruise. And I tell you what, if you haven't, you are missing out on something that millions and millions of people are doing every year. And, you know, we had the big pause in travel now. A lot of people have looked at their travel plans and looked left and right and gone, actually, let's do something a little bit different. So there's loads of people, I mean, millions of people who used to sit on the same beach for 2 weeks every year, who are now saying, why were we doing that the whole time when we can be in this absolute luxury with so much around us and go to all these different places on one holiday, and the hotel moves with us?
Exactly, and we can see the world, and seeing it with Odyssey of the Seas, because it is a beautiful, beautiful cruise ship with incredible staterooms. We're seeing there a flavour of the entertainment and the spaces, the restaurants that are on board, and you are spoilt for choice when it comes to things like that. Look at the theatre, the show. I mean, it is proper Broadway style show every single night. So cruising out of the port for Rome, arriving in Barcelona, where you've got to go to the Mercado de la Boqueria, which is a vibrant public market with all the foods you can imagine. Next, it's Valencia, which is famous for being the city of arts and sciences. Go to the cathedral there as well. You've got the old town and the central market. It's also the birthplace of paella. On to Cartagena, from Roman history, a beautiful city centre, marble streets and Art Nouveau buildings, modernist architecture as well. Next, it's Malaga, best known for its most famous son, artist and sculpturist Pablo Picasso. Art lovers can spend hours in museums and galleries as well. Cruising the Atlantic to Madeira, Funchal, Portugal. Now, if you're active, there's some beautiful hiking trails there, and at the end you have got breathtaking viewpoints. Some time at sea, and you're going to arrive into New York, where you will come off the ship and we're going to fly you back home to the UK.
And the sailing is meant to be absolutely spectacular into New York as well, so that will be super very, very exciting indeed, let me tell you. So a lovely itinerary as well, which is brilliant, because you've got 2 weeks on board Odyssey, you lucky people. I tell you what, the price tag is absolutely brilliant, because it's November next year. We could put a low deposit down on this, just £199 each today. Let me show you the price. This includes the flight back from New York as well, but don't you worry, I'll be talking to you about staying in New York in just a moment. Look at this! 1349. So that's flying you out to Rome, transferring you to the port to join Odyssey for 2 weeks, which ultimately lands you in New York. Well, I say lands, sails you into New York across the pond, and then flies you back to the UK for a low deposit today of £199 each, and this incredible price. Right, I know you want to stay around in New York, so let's investigate those possibilities and the upgrades as well while we're at it. So look at that, 2 nights in New York in a really, really good hotel in New York as well for an extra $249 per person. You just would, wouldn't you, Polly? You couldn't sail all the way to New York and just fly home, could you?
Not at all. You have to go. You have to enjoy it.
And listen, we've just got a price there based on 2 nights. You want 4 nights, 7 nights, talk to the team. It can happen. You can actually add another cruise to this as well if you fancy. You can add a 7-night Bahamas cruise for an extra $599 per person. Again, details from our team when you talk to us on the phone lines on 0800 953 4700. In fact, actually, you know what? When you get to New York, if you fancy going somewhere else in America, we can fly you there. How about, this is an idea, you arrive in New York, you have a couple of nights in New York, and then you fly to Vegas and have 4 nights there, or fly to Miami or Orlando and go and do the theme parks or something like that. You could absolutely do that very, very easily, couldn't you? So talk to the team. The world is your pearl, oyster, whatever it is, clam. Right, let's do an exclusive now then, shall we? And this is doing it the other way round. So this is where we go from here all the way out to New York, and this is exclusive. Oh no, it's the other way around.
We're going to start in the Big Apple to Southampton, but we've got the New York stay packaged in for you.
Thank you very much.
14 nights, 26th of April next year, where we are going to fly you stateside to the city that never sleeps. We love it. New York, New York, where you get this 2-night pre-cruise stay. Now, New York is everything you could possibly imagine. I don't know if you've ever had a city break and you thought, oh yeah, bucket list, I've been there. So I've been to New York, but it is somewhere I would go back at the drop of a hat. It's incredible.
How long did you go for?
Oh, I was there a week. And I literally had an itinerary of morning, afternoon, evening, and packaged and did everything.
So 2 nights is a nice little taster then. What would you do in 2 nights?
I think you have to go to the top of the Empire State Building,
yeah,
to the observation deck there. You don't need to go on Staten Island to see the Statue of Liberty. You can see that from maybe a boat ride. That's what I did. It was amazing.
Well, you're sailing out of New York, so you will see,
of course,
the Statue of Liberty on your sail out, actually,
I think one of the lovely things to do as well when you're going there is to kind of take it in as if you're a local. There's 3 neighbourhoods. You've got Greenwich Village, Soho and West Village. Go there, people watch. It's amazing.
Lovely.
So after your 2-night stay, you're going to join Anthem of the Seas.
Oh, I love Anthem. She is so, so lovely. You've got 12 nights now cruising back to Southampton. And I tell you what, you know how you said, you know, like even when you were in New York for a week and that wasn't enough. 12 nights on Anthem, if you've never been before, not enough.
Really, just so much
You'll
to
want
do.
more. See, that's the thing, though, actually. You should always come off a cruise wanting more. Do you know what I mean? Having missed out on doing a couple of things. Actually, you should never do everything that a cruise ship has to offer in one cruise. And actually, you'll find that very, very difficult on Anthem anyway, because there is just so much. You are spoilt for choice. Every minute of your cruise, you could be doing something. But leave yourself wanting more as well, because that's a reason to go back and take another cruise.
I like it. Well, I know anyone that you speak to that's ever been on Anthem, she's got quite a following. People do want to go back, and look at what there is to do. The flow rider, the bumper cars. It is just fun. Oh my goodness. Have a go at some sort of trapeze art. Of course, the bionic bar. Again, you'll see that. I was talking earlier about the film. You see all this in this film on Netflix, the bionic bar, where they get their cocktails made. And it's lovely seeing all that. I mean, speciality dining on board, spoilt for choice, like you say, something different. You wouldn't get it all done, would you? All the different restaurants, cafes, amazing. Cruising out of New York, crossing the Atlantic, you will then arrive in Portugal, Madeira. The view is magnificent. It's got gorgeous crooked streets that go down the mountainside, that beautiful blue sea as well. Arriving in La La Coruña, Spain, which is known as the Glass City because of its interesting gallerias, those enclosed glass balconies throughout the city. Arriving in the port for Paris. Now, from experience, the best way to see this city is from an open-top bus where you can hop on and hop off and see it all. It's amazing. Then cruising it to Southampton. Oh, look at that. Amazing.
Beautiful, great itinerary, really superb.
Now, if you book a flight out to New York at the start of the holiday from either Glasgow, Manchester or Birmingham, you'll receive a free coach transfer back from Southampton at the end of the holiday.
What? That's brilliant, isn't it? So, yes, of course, because on this one, we start the holiday by flying out to New York. So very helpfully, if you've flown out of Manchester, Birmingham or Glasgow, when you get back, of course, we arrive back into Southampton. Now, that's a long way from Glasgow if you've flown from Glasgow. So we will actually provide coach travel from Southampton back to either Manchester, Birmingham or Glasgow if you fly out of those airports. That's a really good idea. Actually, this being exclusive to us is saving you up to £500 on your booking as well, which is in brilliant time to get it booked right now with a low deposit of under £200 each today to make this price happen for you. Now, this is one of those humdinger, needle in a haystack offers where you get more cruise for less Wonga. Look at this. 1299 per person. That's your flight out to New York. It's 2 nights in a hotel room only in New York. And then it's that fabulous cruise back across the pond and via Madeira. And where else are we going on this one as well? We're going to Madeira, La Coruña in Spain and Le Havre in France, ultimately back to Southampton. And of course, if you flew out from either Glasgow, or fly out, should I say, from either Glasgow, Manchester or Birmingham, then we'll also provide coach travel from Southampton to get back to either, let's get this right, Birmingham first, then Manchester, then Glasgow. I hope I've got that the right way around. Anyway, let's have a look at the details for the upgrades on this one. The deal is a brilliant one. We don't have an offer like this very often. They're always very popular because, of course, this gives you more time on the cruise ship as well for less money, ultimately, because you've got your time sailing across the Atlantic. That's the time to do all the exciting whizzy-bang things like the North Star and the Ripcord by iFly and the bumper cars and the circus school and everything that happens in the Sportsplex. Seaplex, I should say. It's absolutely brilliant. You're going to love Anthem. And listen, if you want longer than 2 nights in New York, talk to the team. We can make that happen for you. And do you know what? Do you know what you could do? You could be really cheeky and you could go, right, okay, well, when this gets back into Southampton, I'm not even working out the day, but sometimes in May, is there another cruise that goes out around about that time, you know, that you could put me on? Talk to the team. We can make it happen. 0800 953 4700 is your telephone number. And remember, you can put a low deposit down on that one because that's for April of next year. But that would be good to know that you were doing for next year, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's lovely to have something planned like that.
It's very nice, isn't it? You've just been on holiday as well, haven't you? But actually, let's talk about your time in New York as well, because you had a whole week there. So I mean, I'm guessing that the food offering's very different to here.
The food offering's amazing. The breakfasts are huge. Honestly, you will put on weight, but you can walk everywhere if you want to. But then the subway system's amazing. Another thing I mentioned you need to do when you're there is go to Grand Central Station. And you think, oh, like a train station. The architecture is beautiful. 750,000 people travel through it per day.
Wow.
It's so busy.
What's that thing on Netflix we need to look at again?
Like Father.
Like Father.
You will
and
see
you'll
that.
learn lots
You will
about Royal Caribbean.
love Royal Caribbean. You will want to go on board after seeing that. I watched it and I'm like, when can I book? When can I book? When can I go?
Fabulous. Right, stay right where you are. We've got more fabulous shows on the way. See you later.